Good afternoon. It is Monday, February 12th, 11:30 p.m. People, I know I'm getting out this video very, very late. Something unexpected came up. You can see from the background, it's not the usual setting. But I wanted to get a video out nonetheless. I think it was important. It's been a wild day on Wall Street today. I mean, stocks just went gangbusters. Is the correction over? Was that the end of it? Gold is having a very, very good time of it. I mean, last week, everybody was very concerned about why wasn't gold performing. I said, you know what? I was very okay with gold. It was doing what it was supposed to do, and that was to provide liquidity. All right? A lot of margin calls last week. A lot of people trying to raise cash. They go to gold. So gold rebounded, it went down about 1306, came back strong. So I'm really liking gold. The dollar looks very weak. It looks like this counter trend rally might come to an end. And I really believe, people, that we are at an inflection point. And it's, this debt is just starting to really become front and center. And President Trump is the king of debt. And he's got deep pockets. And the numbers are just starting to be staggering. And the other day, I took this picture. This was February 9th. Steve Mnuchin. He sent out this tweet. I applaud Congress coming together to suspend the debt limit and to protect the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. Full faith and credit of the U.S. government? Is this guy kidding me? By just suspending the debt limit, just keep bumping up the debt limit. There's no ceiling. To stand here with an outright lie and say to protect the full faith and credit of the U.S. government, there is no full faith and credit. Our creditors are finally waking up to this fact that we just can't borrow, that there's coming a day of reckoning, and I think it's coming soon. I think the jig's up. I really do. So, today, I'm seeing what's happening in the markets. I'm seeing what's happening to the dollar. I'm seeing what's happening with gold, with stocks. And I just, people, it's not good. Gold prices rose on Monday as the dollar slipped, but gains are expected to be capped ahead of inflation data from the United States this week. That could mean U.S. interest rates increase more quickly than expected. Is this guy kidding me? Gold is capped because of inflation? There's still people that buy this nonsense. Worries about inflation in the United States surfaced after data this month showed job growth surge and wages rose, bolstering expectations that the U.S. labor market would hit full employment this year. U.S. inflation data for January is due on Wednesday, and the U.S. Federal Reserve next meets on March 20th and 21st. So this Wednesday is the inflation data, okay? Probably the CPI. And then very shortly is this basically the first FOMC meeting of the year. They had one in January, but nobody was expecting them to raise any rates. The story is and will be about U.S. monetary policy and dollar direction. Julius Baer, analyst Carsten Menke said, U.S. growth is more solid, wages are rising, and the worry is the Fed will be forced into more rate hikes than currently expected. Never going to happen, people. It's never going to happen. A lower U.S. currency makes dollar-denominated gold cheaper for holders of other currencies, potentially boosting demand. So I'm really liking gold here, people. The miners have not kept up, okay? But I think that could really start to change. All right. Unfortunately, been on the road all day. But it was just an important day. I really think today is a critical juncture in these markets. I really do. Um, I'm reading this article. Trump's economic policy is rooted in debt. Trump is trying to persuade Americans that there is no price to pay for trillion-dollar budget deficits, believing that they will lead to permanent, stronger economic growth. If we are so encumbered and burdened with debt, how could that ever possibly lead to sustained economic growth? It just can't. It's a mathematical impossibility. The budget proposal and infrastructure plan outline soaring deficits and heavy borrowing, contradicting Trump's campaign promises to reduce the national debt. If the economy stumbles, the risk is that the debt will pull the economy down further as the government borrows more to try to fix it. People, he's the king of debt, and he's got deep pockets. They're not his, okay? But he's taking us down a road that this thing is going to implode. It's really going to implode. One clear principle runs through President Donald Trump's emerging economic policy. Debt is good. When defending a tax plan or laying out his budget, the man who once called himself the king of debt is trying to persuade Americans there's no price to pay for running $1 billion budget deficits over the next few years. The piper will be paid. Stronger economic growth will permanently follow the borrowing spree, officials argue, even as many economists and investors already warn about what could happen when the debt becomes due. The White House budget plan released Monday is the latest example of the Trump principle. I think today was really the day, people. I think today was the day where we put our stakes in the ground. The budget proposal not only envisions soaring deficits through 2020, but it also outlines an infrastructure plan that would encourage state and local governments to borrow heavily. The plan amounts to a gamble that nothing can slow a high-flying U.S. economy and force a reckoning over the debt. Not higher interest rates, not rising inflation, not a foreign crisis, not an aging U.S. population, not even based on the plan's own estimates, an increase in the unemployment rate. Should the economy stumble, the risk is that the gravitational pull of the debt would worsen, as the government would likely borrow more to stop a downturn. I think it's red flags time, people, and that's why I wanted to get this video out. Okay, the 10-year yield is not going to be okay. Say goodbye, 0.2%. Okay, it's going higher. It was like 2.88 at the high. Okay, so I think it's really red flags time, people. I know this video is short, but I think it's important because we really have to pay attention. Because he just thinks that, he's a real estate developer from Queens, okay? And what the tricks that he did there, he's not going to be able to get away with it in Washington. So buckle up. It's going to get really rough. And I'm really, really liking gold. I think we're going to take another shot at 1340. I really do. So that's about it, people. It was a beautiful day, but I was just tied up all day. Um, these things happen. Um, but Lord willing, we pick it up tomorrow. Might be from this location. That's about it, people. Yeah.